Good morning, all. This is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Wednesday, the 3rd of December. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own chance. I'm not here to issue trading signals. This is a video for paying subscribers at chartingthemarkets.substack.com, and it's published on YouTube after a delay of 24 hours. All right, great. Yesterday, we were forming some little bull flags, and I think we may well still be forming those, but I am wondering if we might see a bit of a retracement first, maybe to get down close to the weekly pivot before these break up. We will see how that goes. We've got some indication of weakness here. We've got a possible weak 60-minute sell signal brewing on NQ. We've got a weak 60-minute sell signal fixed on ESTX, which have been, those two have been the strongest performers over the last few days and are already the ones which are back at well, I've done the best. So in terms of RTY, looks like flag forming. YM looks like a flag forming. I am wondering if there's a possibility that looking particularly at ES, RTY, and YM, that we might see retest these short-term highs first, the rally high first, and then see a larger retracement and then go up. We will see how that goes. But I've got a fair amount of negative divergence here, although most of that is on the RTH chart. So let's have a look at that. Right, looking at ES. ES, we've seen multiple closes over the daily middle band now, as we have on all of these. So first support we're looking at, and I'm wondering whether we might see some back tests of these, are the daily middle bands. And on ES, that's at 67.65. On SPX, that is at 67.43. And we've got some negative divergence here, which hasn't cleared out yet. This RSI 5 sell signal on the alleys made it possible they missed target, but we've still got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed on SPX. On the Qs, we've got a possible RSI 14 sell signal brewing an RSI 5 sell signal fixed. On Dia, we've got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed, nothing on the RSI 5. If we look at IWM, we've got a weak RSI 14 sell signal fixed, and the RSI 5 sell signal has already made target. Now, I am thinking there's a pretty good chance we're going to resolve that, well, play out that negative divergence for the next day or two. There are some signs of weakness here. We might see, could see a little retest of some of these highs and then little double tops play, which break down and give us back tests of the daily middle bands, or just make a little move down directly. We will see. At the moment, the overnight is leaning towards seeing retests of the current rally highs, and we will see how it goes from there. But there is at least some indication that we're going to see some weakness there. And I would say also, looking at DAX, of course, is struggling to get back over the daily middle band. Nikkei is still struggling at the daily middle band. I am wondering about these. These are still signs that we might have potential weakness coming. We will see how that goes. But if we do see a back test of the daily middle band, those need to hold. A significant break below could open up a possibility that we might see another sharp retracement. This is only just an outside possibility. I'm not really expecting it. But of course, if this is a bull flag, it doesn't necessarily need to have broken up yet. This could turn into an ABC. How likely do I think that is? Not particularly likely, but it is one of the options. The first sign that we would have a potential issue there would be obviously a break below the daily middle bands. So until that happens, I'm viewing them as strong support, which won't in all probability be broken. All right, let's have a look at the DX chart. Now, DX, we've got a nice looking double top here, which is pretty close to breaking down. Now, if it does break down, of course, it could just project back up into the high. But if it does break down, then that could get us a long way back towards a retest of this low here from middle of September. And we do have on the bigger picture chart a sort of a inflection point where we either head up to 104 or we head back to 96. I'm leaning towards, I'm mixed feelings. Pattern setup is saying 104. Government policy is suggesting 96. So we will see how that goes. On ZB, we had a nice looking double bottom here. It broke up and then has failed. We've got a 6-minute buy signal fixed, but it's now reached the possible near miss target. Looking for a back test of the monthly pivot, really might well see a fail there. On ZN, no, this is a nice looking hit at a decent looking, which is now a 3-touch support trend line here. I am wondering if this might head up into a higher high. We'll see. We've got a nice looking overall double top here on ZN, but so far that's still a bit absolutely nothing. CL, we've got a double bottom here, which is broken up with a target in the 60.75 to 61.15 area, and I'm not seeing. We've been seeing what looks like a bullish consolidation since we broke up from that. I'm still leaning towards seeing that target. On HO, possible short-term bottoming action here. Doesn't quite look like a double bottom yet. Might see if we see a full retest this low, maybe. We will see. Wondering about a rally on RBOB. We've made the initial double bottom target at 1.872. I am thinking that if we're finding some support here and we have got a weak 6-minute buy signal fixed, that we might see the full target at 1.887. All right, looking at NG. I've been waiting for weakness here. We've got daily sell signals fixed and everything really suggesting to me that this should be going down, but of course it's just not actually going down yet. So we'll see. Sometimes it heads off, but we've already seen the strong rally that I was expecting seasonally, and we're now in a seasonal period where we would expect to see some weakness. I'm expecting to see some weakness, but at the moment we're not seeing it. We do have a quite nice looking double top here still, and this could be a short-term double top, but obviously a key part of any reversal is it actually reversing. All right, GC. GC, we've made a higher high over here. I'm leaning towards this heading back up into a retest of the highs, which we've already seen on silver. 60-minute sell signal fixed here, and might be setting up for a pullback here, but I'm liking the upside on the bigger picture. Palladium, nice looking double bottom trying to break up here. Platinum lean back towards a retest of the high. These could all just resume the uptrend here. And on gold, we're breaking up from a triangle. Now, the last two triangles, when we broke up, we went into significant bull runs. Doesn't mean we're going to do that this time, but it's definitely on the table. HG, again, not going down, and I was kind of expecting it to. So we'll see, but I'm wondering if we've got a nice looking setup to reverse here, but if we go up much higher, that will start falling apart. All right, not a lot to see on the currency pairs today. KC still kicking around monthly pivot. I think we're waiting for a decision here as to whether we're going to head back up and retest these highs, 415, 420 area, or just continue down, which is probably the bigger picture direction. On sugar, we've got a double bottom, which is broken up with a target in the 15.43 area. I'm not seeing any compelling reason to think we aren't going to make that target. Bigger picture, though, I would say this is looking quite a lot like a bear flag forming. On CC, possible bottoming action here. Not seeing a clear inverse head and shoulders. 6-minute sell signal fixed. Might just collapse back into the lows. We'll see. CT. Possible bottoming action here. Weak 6-minute sell signal fixed. Lumber. 6-minute buy signals reached the possible near miss target. I think a bear flag is either forming or has already formed and is starting to break down with a target at retest of this low. This falling wedge, which has broken up, is suggesting we might set up a double bottom and then get a larger rally before resuming the downtrend, which looks like the bigger picture. On wheat, nice looking double bottom here, hasn't broken up yet. On corn, leaning towards the upside really on both wheat and corn. Soy, well, it looks like we might be seeing a retracement here. Now, obviously, this broke up pretty hard on the news that China was going to buy 12 million tons of soybeans, but at the moment they haven't really bought much of that. If they're not going to, then I've got negative divergence on the daily chart saying this head and shoulders may well break down, and that would have a target basically at in the 1062 area, 1060 area, and I'm thinking it may well make that target. On ZL, finding some resistance basically back up at the previous highs. Kind of looks like a bull flag forming so far. Live cattle, looking for a reversal pattern to form. I've got a couple of nice looking neckline options, and we're hitting the first one of those now. HE, looking for a reversal pattern here as well. We've got a possible asymmetric double bottom here. We've got a double bottom, smaller double bottom that's already broken up. I'm not seeing anything to suggest that won't make target. I'm liking the upside here, and I think there's a good chance we will see an extended rally or a first full reversal back up to the highs. All right, great. In that case, I think that's a wrap. Everyone take care, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. There won't be, by the way, an email tonight because I will be away, but I'll be back for tomorrow morning. All right, take care.